See it, you don't see it, you don't hear it, you don't hear it, you don't feel it, you don't feel it, 'cause you're above it all, the blind, the sight of the giant, out of sight, out of mind, the blind leading the you don't feel me, you don't feel me, 'cause I'm above you all. The sight of the giant, out of sight, out of mind, the blind leading la 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 la. Leading the blind, the sign of the giant, out of sight, out of mind, the blind leading the blind, leading the blind, the sign of the giant, out of sight, out of mind, the blind leading the
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a hot minute before we've been here. Welcome back to the Value Wrestling right here on YouTube for the best podcast that wraps up the whole weekend. I am the big time to the BT Baldwin, along with El Uno Supremo, Mr. Z, the man who's going to get murdered in Las Vegas the whole week. It's getting pretty because we have just found out where all the great shows are going to be, and a plethora of list of people from like a murder grandpa to a Eddie Kingston to a J.R. Kratos look like they might be in Vegas for the week.
Yeah, I think only the missus will be excited about one of those people, and pretty sure
Better run. Las Vegas weekend, there is so much action going on. We found the list of details. TNA even having a show on Thursday at the Cox Pavilion Center there. That's going to be good. West Coast Pro having Vegas vacation in Las Vegas. Solid stuff here. Everything looking incredibly, insanely wonderful. But that's Las Vegas, and that's some time away. We got to talk about this week and all the craziness in the news from top to bottom. And we're going to cover up everything that we happened from last Sunday because we didn't get to talk about it on Thursday because we're so busy promoting the weekend. We're going to talk about what happened on Friday. We're going to talk about what happened on Saturday. We're going to talk indie pro wrestling because it was the Indie-rific weekend. And the Value Wrestling is more than excited to talk about it. Oh, we're going to talk about Skye Blue, Killswitch, not Killswitch Engage, just the guy formerly known as Luchasaurus.
I've got nothing.
And Speedball, Mike Bailey is now all elite. And will AJ Styles be joining him? And Mela is no longer money. Mela is not money. No, Carmela is no longer with the WWE. Her contract expired. She has strep foot, which she doesn't know what the future endeavors of her wrestling career are going to be at this point. So that's why she is letting her contract expire. Join us. Join in the conversation. Tell us how you're doing. Tell us what you want to talk about. And we're going to talk about some major announcements. If you watched the Instagram video earlier, you know some big stuff's coming up. We're also going to answer, I guess we've both been thrown under or over the top. I don't know, but I guess people are calling us out to be the next Collectible Stampede Hardcore Championship. Chris Wildfire Blaze currently holds that belt. Yeah, I've heard about a choppy chop off. I've also heard about a game of hopscotch for that title.
Well, hopscotch, no. A chop for chop match. I mean, I'll put my chair down. Blaze can put his right in front of me, and we'll go until one of us says I quit.
But then again, there's all types of names being listed in there. I've seen Sanders' name thrown out there. I've seen all three members of ADK, Aiden Andrew Briggs, Kusa, and Carol Leon, and so many other names that have been thrown out there to see who is going to take that title.
Let's go.
Yeah, even West Coast has been called out to answer the challenge about who might take that title away from Wildfire Chris Blaze. Even Mustafa Saeed, Bishop Dorian, the final chapter, Bishop Dorian, Chase Jackson, Mustafa Saeed, Aliyah, Jay Cruz, Sancho Demira. There's the Sanders, a Christian G from Barrios Toys. It looks like the real Blacklight. Let's see what else. I'm looking at names. There's the there's the ADK, Max Black. All three members of ADK at one time. Tio Omar from Barrios. Somebody said me off the dead sign. I don't know who that is. Mr. Z in a choppy match. Yeah, Timo from Barrios, and so many more. And the last one that's in that list, a new one that was just recently added. Yes, last one that was added 30 minutes ago. The cameraman from SPW, Mr. STB. Yeah.
What is up, Bishop? What is up?
What's up, Bishop? We can't wait to talk about your match. We're going to talk about so much. We're going to talk about SPW last week. We're going to talk about the Big Ugly Show in the Jackrabbit Brewery. What an amazing match that was. We're going to talk about CCW California Championship Wrestling that was just down the road here in Modesto. With that card, a lot of fun, and what we see in the future, and who I suggest might want to show up at a CCW show. I think it's a little time to go down to the bayou. You know what I mean, man? It's time to go get somebody and bring them on in. I think the Gator Boys would excel in California Championship Wrestling, if you know what I mean. And maybe they need to call somebody who can come out and be a manager for them. You know what I mean? Anyways, where?
I don't know. What is Barney doing these days? He's just kind of hanging out now.
Maybe he's got his eyes on those Gator Boys. He thinks he might see something there. Ezekiel Jackson. Ezekiel Jackson, there's a name for you. Making his return to professional wrestling after 9 years. Ezekiel Jackson making his return to pro wrestling. The Boogeyman looking for another run with the WWE. Will the WWE bring in the Boogeyman for an in-ring return? What's up, Kayla? Welcome to the show.
I mean, the Boogeyman, I don't know if he fits it now. But that's just me. That's my opinion. If y'all got a different one, there's a comment box.
Bishop, do me a favor. Go get the Boogie Woogie Man to get on here. Because I want to know if the Boogie Woogie Man will get in the ring with the Boogeyman so we can have a boogie off. That's a match. Hey, let's see. Can somebody book that? Can I get the Boogie Woogie Man, Lou Devereaux versus the Boogeyman? Can somebody make that happen somewhere? I want to see that for fun. That would just be really great to see.
Yeah.
The Boogie Woogie Man, Lou Devereaux versus the Boogeyman. There might be something there.
Might be. I mean, the Boogie Woogie Man has been been busy boogieing all night long, so I don't know. We'll have to see that one.
Yes, no, that could be something very special in the future. Mike Speedball Bailey, no longer under TNA, and guess what? He is all elite. He's broken his silence. He is signed with AEW. Mike Speedball Bailey going to AEW. Hey,
You know, nothing against
go ahead.
Speedball, Mike Bailey. Great athlete, a good talent. I just don't. I see him doing what everyone else has done, going through AEW. You make a debut, you do your business, and then you're off to catering with Wardlow.
No, Wardlow's going to be in Vegas, teaming up with Fuego del Sol and somebody. We saw that list of matches. We know where Wardlow. Oh, Allen Angels. Wardlow, Allen Angels, and Fuego del Sol. I believe we're going to team up at one of these wrestling events. I have to go back and look it up, but yeah, it's going down.
Okay, so he's gonna be in one of those restaurants in Vegas.
Hey, you know what, Wardlow? He's talking crap about you. If you want to join the Choppy Hall of Fame, Wardlow, we will be in Las Vegas. We will be excited
He's not special enough.
Woo!
He's not worthy.
Woo! How's that make you feel?
No. The ones that are worthy are the ones that I owe that debt to. A pound of flesh. They will get it this weekend. I know they've been itching for it, so it's all good.
Also, somebody else has gone all elite in their own way, and this one's going to make Mr. Z cry, so I'll let him take a minute to woosah, find his sinner, because this week on Collision, he made his official AEW debut. The New Japan, the future of New Japan, what many people believe would be the next New Japan, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Gabe Kidd.
We're gathered here today to celebrate the life and career of Gabe Kidd, the War Dog. Oh, man.
In the words of Justin Timberlake, cry me a river.
Well, I can't get mad at it. I mean, I did have a nice discussion with Lou Devereaux about this, and you know what? It made me see things through a little bit differently. So we'll see what happens.
Speaking of Lou Devereaux, where is he? Where's the Boogie Woogie Man? I want the Boogie Man versus the Boogie Woogie Man. That's going to be a while going. Anyways, you know who could else be going elite? The rumors in circulation are that AJ Styles' contract ends with WWE after WrestleMania, and that AJ Styles is heading to All Elite Wrestling. When I recall the last thing AJ said, that when he signed his last contract, that would be his very last contract he's signing. I don't get it. If AJ's done, AJ's done. He's going to go home and enjoy his life. But I don't see him going to All Elite Wrestling at this point. If he signs a few more years with WWE to get a nice retirement run, then more power to him. But I don't see him going All Elite.
No, and here's the thing too. If you want to sign a contract and sit at home and collect a check, from what I've heard, they're handsome checks. By all means.
Skye Blue.
I mean, Tony Khan, TK, real quick, TK, sign us. We'll sit right here and do this all day.
Skye Blue, it looks like she is about to be cleared to return to television along with Killswitch, the former Luchasaurus. So lots to look in there. Some names returning to the ring. Some great stuff. And Carmela, WWE's Carmela. She has drop foot. Doesn't look like she's going to return. Her contract expired. So we wish her the best. We hope for the best for her. And we hope she returns to action if she can. If not, we hope she enjoys her life after wrestling. She should be in a good place. A happy life. And we wish her the best of luck.
Definitely. She's been gone out because, she became a mom, and, more power to her. If that's the choice you want to make, congratulations, and nothing but respect and wishing her well.
So, snippets of the Ryan Nemeth lawsuit against AEW, Tony Khan, and CM Punk are leaking out all over the interwebs. In point 15, in early 2023, Brooks assaulted and battered two fellow wrestlers known by the stage names Matt and Nick Jackson. Brooks is known to have an uncontrollable temper and often lashes out in a violent tirade against others. Thus, defendants were on notice regarding Brooks' violent I can't say it. Violent outrage. Point 16. Rather than removing Brooks from the AEW roster of wrestlers, Tony Khan made the decision to merely suspend Brooks for a few months. Brooks was one of AEW's most prominent and popular wrestlers, and Khan did not feel Brooks could be removed without a substantial loss in profit for AEW. Further, Khan had a very deep personal affinity for Brooks. Khan made the conscious decision to keep Brooks as part of the AEW roster, although he knew Brooks is prone to lashing out in violent episodes and to injuring other people. Point 17. Beyond his deep feelings for Brooks, Khan represented to AEW executives and wrestlers at TBS Net and wrestlers that the TBS network have produced the AEW Collision show contingent upon Brooks' involvement as the show's star. This is all more reason for Khan to keep Brooks in spite of his violent propensities. During his suspension for unknown reason, Brooks made it known that he despised Ryan Nemeth. Nemeth did nothing to Brooks whatsoever. Brooks made it well known that he was very angry with Nemeth. Brooks has a notorious history for taking violent action against others for no reason. On April 16, 2023, Nemeth contacted executives within AEW to tell his employer that he was worried about Brooks when he came back to the wrestling circuit following his suspension and assaulting Ryan Nemeth. On June 21st, 2023, following Brooks' return to the wrestling circuit, he assaulted Nemeth in the male talent locker room in a menacing manner. Brooks shouted at Nemeth, "Do we have a effing problem? Do we need to take this outside and handle this like men?" Nemeth was cornered by Brooks and did everything he could in order to de-escalate the situation. Point 28. Because Tony Khan had such a deep admiration for Brooks, bordering line on obsession, Khan went along with Brooks' desire to ruin Nemeth's career. Point 29. On August 12, 2023, Nemeth was finally booked for an event in Greensboro, North Carolina. Point 30. On the morning of August 20th, Nemeth was walking through the hotel lobby to board a shuttle to the sports arena where the wrestling matches would take place. He saw Brooks. Brooks immediately took out his phone and began to text. Point 31. A moment after the text was sent, Nemeth received a text from AEW's supervisor, Pat Buck, saying that he needed to speak with Nemeth as soon as he got to the arena. Point 32. Upon arriving at the arena, Nemeth sought out Pat Buck. The other Buck told Nemeth that he needed to leave the arena immediately and that travel would be arranged for him to fly out the same day. Point 33. Nemeth was embarrassed and humiliated in front of other wrestlers who witnessed him being kicked out of the arena. More importantly, fans observed him leaving the arena. Pictures were taken, and the expulsion became viral on social media. The humiliation caused irreparable damage to the marketability and reputation of one Ryan Nemeth. Ryan Nemeth is a successful actor, comedian, and stuntman. Nemeth also followed his other brother's Nick's career and has established himself as a star performer on the professional wrestling circuit. Nemeth was under contract with AEW. AEW is owned by Shahid and Tony Khan. Shahid Khan is the owner of the NFL franchise Jacksonville Jaguars. When his son Tony managed to alienate most everyone within the Jaguars organization, including star NFL players, Tony was moved to a leadership role in the Khan family-owned Fulham Football Club. Tony ended up mismanaging Fulham, leading to multiple lawsuits against the club. Since he was a child, Tony loved professional wrestling as an exception with certain wrestlers. The Khan family formed AEW to provide Tony with something to do safely away from the family's other ventures. Tony serves as AEW's chief executive officer. On November 25th, 2024, Brooks left AEW to wrestle for the organization's main competitor, WWE. In point 39, Khan was heartbroken by the departure of Brooks, who he idolized and adored in every way. That all in the Ryan Nemeth lawsuit against AEW, against Tony Khan and Phil Brooks, better known to the wrestling world as CM Punk.
Well, if he idolized him so much, why didn't he take care of business when business needed to be handled? Why did he sit there and play favorites to the Buckaroo Hoedown gang? And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just curious.
The grizzled young vets, where are they?
believe. You know what? I don't fucking know anymore. I think TNA. I'm not.
That's last night. Gabe Kidd, or on Saturday night, excuse me. No, that was last night. Sorry, my days are all screwed up. Anyways, last night Gabe Kidd debuted.
AEW, that's right.
Last night a Gabe Kidd debuted for Collision. Now this Bullet Club War Dogs are talking about invading AEW. As Clark Connors just cut a promo and he's going back to AEW. The War Dogs are on the loose and they're targeting AEW.
Yeah, Tony Khan's not careful. These guys are not playing around. They're a little bit. They're a different animal. All of them.
So that's kind of the wrestling focus this week. Raw had a show, SmackDown had a show, AEW had a bunch of shows, lots of stuff going down. And we're getting ready for all the stuff that's coming up. March is just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. This Saturday, bum 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 bum. Mr. Z steps up with his date with Destiny. As March 1st, the Value Wrestling will go to Alameda, California. As Puppet Wars makes its return in 2025, the first event of Puppet Wars in 2025, where Mr. Z will finally have to come face with Rick Scott and Rick Stoner, the Stoner Brothers, the Stoner U, and accept his chops. Good sir, are you ready?
Do I have a choice at this point?
I mean, you could say no.
No, I respect the hell out of these guys. I've always had nothing but love and respect for the Stoner Bros. Even when they were tearing it up, while they were tearing it up and down the Northern Cali area. I mean, what better way to involve them in this? I mean, there's no. There are others out there, but my respect with them is pretty high. It's pretty high up there. I'm okay for this.
It's going to be a fun time at Puppet Wars in Alameda, California. We're going to talk more about that on Thursday, but it's going down. It's going to be great fun, and you want to be there when it goes down because it's going to be a special night. Lots of great action, lots of great stars on the card. It's going to be fun. So please join us if you're in the Alameda area on March 1st. Puppet Wars returns. Anyways, this weekend, last weekend, we got to go all the way back to last weekend, last Sunday when we didn't do a show. It was SPW. It was Love is Pain. It was a stellar house. It was a nice packed out house from top to bottom. We had a good time. We got to do all the great stuff. Got to see all the great matches. Lots of fun. Supreme Pro Wrestling, Love is Pain. One of those pit stops on the way to one Supreme night, which is going to go down in April on the 27th when the 25th anniversary, the biggest show in SPW history, goes down. And yeah, we're on that road. We got one more pit stop, but before we make that pit stop, let's talk about SPW Love is Pain. Went down February 16th, last Sunday. We started off with a multi-man Extreme Championship match. Daniel Torch came out to the ring. Tyler Shroop, yes, Shroop, there it is, out of Boston, Massachusetts, was involved in this match. Chima, the Punjabi Lion, Bobby Callahan, and Marcus Lewis all in and out. Chima came out, and it seems like Chima and Bobby Callahan have still some unfinished business. They battled back into the back area as Marcus Lewis, Tyler Shroop, and Daniel Torch danced out in the middle of the ring, gave us some great action. Tyler Shroop almost getting the big upset on last Sunday, but in the end, Daniel Torch retains that title. Who's going to step up this month at the next show and see if they can dance with Daniel Torch? Daniel Torch having a great run. It took him a while to win that title, but now that he has it, he's doing everything he can to defend it and keep it.
Oh yeah, definitely. As far as Chima and the Metal Mechanic, obviously they reappeared from the outside in and went right back out to the outside. So I mean,
They're probably still battling today, but we're going to get into something a little later about what's going to go down with them at the next show, because we do know there is one match booked for the very, very next show. Eliza Hammer and Drake Frost had their battle. They got into it. They battled it out. They did their thing. And it was a match. Eliza Hammer getting the victory after a low blow on Drake Frost. Eliza Hammer getting a big win after leaving the Honor Society.
Yeah, by hook or crook, she got the big win. Big Frosty taking the L for this one. Where she goes from here, we don't know, but we'll have to wait and see.
Patrick Fitzpatrick and Chris Blaze picked up the big win over Mustafa Saeed and Truex, the side piece. Good job to see Patrick Fitzpatrick and Chris Blaze get some comebacks after they took a beating by Mustafa Saeed, who aligned himself with Mr. Miller, the SPW president, back at the show in January. Loyalty. So it was good to see Patrick Fitzpatrick and Chris Blaze get their big win back. We'll have to see where both these men are going in the future. Of course, Chris Blaze currently holding the Collectible Stampede Hardcore Championship and has many takers. He's got to be watching his back 24/7, because at any time, any place, anywhere, somebody could come up and say, I want that gold.
There you go. I mean, nice to see that they get their win back on that one. It was a vicious beatdown from the ECW Smoky Mountain legend and side piece, or the SPW fans relate to him as Yellow Boots. Cheers to them. But we still didn't get to ask him what he's a side piece of. We still need to ask that question.
I guess it's Doja Cat, but I still want to know, is it chicken and biscuits or biscuits and gravy? I don't know. Anyways, from there, we had the WWE ID prospect match where Ice Williams and Sam Holloway, both WWE ID'd members, teamed up to take on Jack Cartwheel, who's WWE ID'd, and the Sacramento legend, the talented Timothy Thatcher. Jack Cartwheel and Timothy Thatcher teamed up against Ice Williams and Sam Holloway. 3 WWE ID guys in one match, and Ice Williams and Sam Holloway sneaking out with the victory, pinning Jack Cartwheel to the mat 1, 2, 3. After the match, Timothy Thatcher wasn't having none of that and went down to beat down Jack Cartwheel and locking him in a vicious submission, leaving Jack in a less than vulnerable position. And I don't know when, it definitely seems like we're going to see Jack Cartwheel and Timothy Thatcher probably come face to face. I don't think Jack Cartwheel, our good buddy, is going to let Timothy Thatcher get away with that after the match.
Well, we know that Timmy doesn't like to lose, and unfortunately, the Cartwheel kid was in the receiving end of a very frustrated Timothy Thatcher.
So you're calling Timothy Thatcher a sore loser?
No, I'm just saying he doesn't like to lose. That's all I said.
Well, but that makes him a sore loser. That's what you're implying, right?
Never implying that. That's you.
No, what I'm understanding is he doesn't.
You're the one on blast. No. You're the one on blast right now. Scoop made a point to sit there and say that you are almost ready to do your thing. So go ahead, keep talking. Timmy will come after you, not me. Remember that.
Boy.
Timmy's gonna kill you. Timmy's gonna kill.
Look, I got friends in other places too. I got friends in high places. I got friends all over this place, so I'm not too worried. But from what I'm understanding is you're talking about Timothy Thatcher not being happy about losing, which would make me believe that you're saying he's a sore loser.
Oh, I'm just saying, who's happy about losing? Honestly, is any grown folk out there happy about losing? No.
But why beat Jack Cartwheel down? But why beat Jack Cartwheel down after the match? That was your partner. What? Well, what does that mean? It's Timmy. That's just how Timmy is. He's disgruntled. Are you calling him disgruntled?
He works
short-tempered. A sore loser.
Yeah, he is short-tempered. No.
Maybe somebody. We know Timmy doesn't probably watch much, but maybe somebody needs to pass these words along to Timmy and let him know that the big man, the Uno Supremo, thinks he's a sore loser.
Never said that.
Timmy Chops.
We got to remember this man. We got to remember this man's tough as nails. The man lost several teeth in a fight pit match with Matt Riddle and kept going. Okay, that's all we know.
I think this man eats nails for breakfast, so I mean, yeah.
Oh, so you're telling me he goes to pancake circus? He doesn't get the pancakes; he just gets the nails.
There you go. He eats the plate. He goes, I don't need the pancakes, just give me the plates.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, after that, the appeal, the SPW Tag Team Champions, the appeal, Jack Tracy, Nathan Brick, and Jason Xavier, defended their titles against the team out of Texas. The 8th day, these three boys, these three talented men. What a entrance, what a presence they made. The 8th day coming up a little short against the appeal, with the 8th day making their debut in SPW coming from Texas. We can't wait to see more, and who knows, maybe one day we will have the 8th day at the Value Wrestling right here on YouTube.
Very, very talented group of men. And again, folks, I've said it earlier, I've said it before, and I know Big Time has also said it himself. They're coming out to Northern California from all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
They know the noise is being made out here.
Our next match was another tag team match when the Rockin' Rodeo Express, along with the Bad Boy Boyce LeGrand, teamed up to take on Aiden Andrews, Bryce Cusa, and the debuting Cairo Leone debuting with his boys, the ADK, the All Day Crew. Unfortunately, after a big win at Loyalty, ADK came up short here, making Rockin' Rodeo and Boyce LeGrand possibly the new number one contenders. I think ADK got a little excited, thought that, the Rockin' Rodeo and Boyce LeGrand was just a stepping stone in their pathway to the appeal in those tag team titles, and now they came up short, and now the Rockin' Rodeo Express and Boyce LeGrand are looking to be the number one contenders for those tag team titles, and they've proven their worth after this big win for them. ADK is going to have to regroup, come back. I don't know if they deserve any title shots for any gold for any reason, but that's just me.
Well, they're still young. They're hungry. Regroup and rebound. That's all you got to do, folks. That's all you got to do, fellas.
Well, it's the year of 2025, and ADK's got a lot of growing up to do. Because they came up against Rock Rodeo Express and Boyce LeGrand, and they came up a little short. They want those tag team titles. They're going to have to do something to prove their worth. Hopefully they'll get to do something at the next show that might just show them. We're just one stop away from the biggest night in SPW history. When April 27th, just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen, a little over 60 days away. April 27th, Supreme Pro Wrestling, 25th anniversary show, one Supreme night.
Count it down, folks. Count it down.
It's the final countdown.
Man, he ruined that one for me. I don't want to hear it no more.
Anyways, T-Bone Talent Adair making his SPW debut. T-Bone Talent Adair going one-on-one with Sir Samurai. T-Bone getting a lot of love from the fans on this night. Sir Samurai trying to figure it out in the end. It was the T-Bone getting the big victory in his debut match, getting the big win. T-Bone Talent Adair getting the victory over Sir Samurai. Samurai giving him the proper respect after a great win by T-Bone Talent. Gotta love it. Gotta love seeing T-Bone out there doing his thing. Do it, T.
There you go. There you go. I mean, what more can you say? A debut like that, picking up a big W over a staple in SPW, a legend in Northern California. That's a big win. I think it's got a bright future right there. What's up?
Anyways, the main event saw the SPW title on the line when the Obsidian Adonis, the Dark Fox Illumide, was able to come out on top and beat Guapo Lupe. Of course, in the end, the appeal came out in the short end and tried to interfere, but it didn't come out. Bobby Callahan came out and Chima came out. Bobby and Chima still fighting back and forth. Illumide walked out, leaving them all to kind of bicker between one another. Bobby and Shima going back and forth, claiming they deserve that one supreme night. They deserve the one supreme one, not El Uno Supremo, but the supreme one, as in the Dark Fox and the Obsidian Adonis Illumide. Yes, they wanted a piece. Bobby Callahan, the metal mechanic, has had a couple of chances. He's had his hands, he's had his fingertips on that SPW title, but came up short. And Shima proclaims, "You had your chance." Now Shima says it's his time. The young man, the young Punjabi lion, making his claim for that title. Bobby Callahan says, "I believe that I was this close." And it's true, folks. If we go back and watch the tapes, it took a little help from outside sources. It took a little a little bit of dirty deeds done dirt cheap for the man known as the Obsidian Adonis, the Illumide, to get his wins over Bobby. They haven't been perfectly clean, so Bobby does have some grounds to proclaim his spot. And of course, Guapolupe taking Illumide to the extreme in that match. Guapo giving it all he had, putting all the heart that Guapo has on the line to take down that big tower of the Illumide. The size difference was massive when you looked at these two men in the ring, but the heart difference but the heart of Guapo makes up for all that difference, and it came very close for a new champion on this night just last Sunday at SPW. Love is pain, but Illumide coming out the winner, and now Guapo, the Punjabi Lion Shima, and the Metal Mechanic Bobby Callahan are going to dance off in a triple threat match to see who's going to be the number one contender for that SPW title at one Supreme Night. Illumide looking like he will walk in to the house of SPW and continue to reign as the one Supreme one. But is his road ended for destiny? Are his days numbered? Is he barely holding on to the title? Has he finally started to find people that might just push him to the limit? We've seen him in there with the Metal Mechanic, and Bobby's come real damn close. Guapo tested the endurance of Illumide at Love is Pain. He tested that man to the brink of the edge. He almost had it. And of course, we haven't seen Illumide and Shima get at it. And who knows what the young Punjabi Lion has in store if he was the one to come out on top and get in that ring with the one and only Illumide.
Well, like we said before, Bobby Callahan has came close. He's been fingertips away on both accounts. Both times he has taken Lumine to the brink of losing. And underhanded tactics, all due respect, champ, underhanded tactics, kept your wins on that one. Guapo Lupe, endurance of anyone, was outpacing him. And like you said, Shima, don't let that size fool you. That man is fast too. He can go. Only a matter of time who's going to step up and show out and main event with champ at one Supreme Night.
No, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be amazing. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens because we know SPW will be back in action on March 16th when they bring it. They Not Like Us. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Sunday, March 16th at the Soccer World Indoor Arena. SPW returns with They Not Like Us. And this card is going to be stacked from top to bottom. A lot of great talent going down. It's going to be a fun time to see how it all plays out moving forward when SPW brings us They Not Like Us on 3/16 day. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on Austin Day, 3/16 day, 3/16/25. Mark it down on your calendars. The last stop for SPW, the last place to take a break, to get ready for what's coming on April 27th, 2025. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, April 27th. It'll be 4/27/25 when it happens, and the 25th anniversary show, One Supreme Night, will go down in the annals of time in the history books. But first, They Not Like Us coming up.
I mean, I'm ready for it already, but you know what? I'm all ready for this next stop. This is going to be a fun one.
Yes, March 16th,
That
Austin Day,
last
316.
chance anyone gets to stop at, yeah, gets that last stop, that last chance to prove your worth, to show everyone that you earned that spot on that card under the bright lights.
The lights are going to be on bright when that all goes down. Over the weekend, this weekend, after all that great stuff, it was Friday, it was Saturday, and we still had some great independent action Saturday. Last night, ladies and gentlemen, if you were watching Collision, and I don't know what to tell you.
Oh man, oh man.
I
Yeah, if
kept
you're
turning
watching
on. I don't know.
Collision, and yeah, it's I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, you missed out on
Other
some
day.
great wrestling action, some great Lucha Libre action on Saturday night when California Championship Wrestling came to Modesto, California, and tore the house down. We got to catch up with a couple stars. If you went back and watched some of those videos, some of those interviews, we got to catch up with Arcade, a great young talent coming up in the CCW ranks. We also got to catch up with our boy Guapo after that menacing match with Illumide. He was back in the fold, and he went one-on-one with Johnny Wasabi. Guapo and Johnny Wasabi going at it. Of course, Guapo Lupe coming out on the top of that, winning a great match between Guapo Lupe and Johnny Wasabi.
Great stuff. Johnny Wasabi really reminded me of Show Nuff. Just saying. It was great. I loved it. But Guapo, doing what he does best. Having fun, bringing the energy, bringing the party, getting the fans into it. It was great. It was great to watch.
No, it was good. After that, we got a tag team match with Rails and Tim Rogan. Yes, the very Timmy that we talk about with his Timmy section coming out of the Ugly Dojo. Of course, if you go back, you get to watch the interview we did. Tim Rogan not very happy after the Friday night fallout. He had a solid match at the Jackrabbit Brewery. He didn't pick up the big W. So here he was on another night, hoping he'd get the chance to come out on top. Rails and Tim Rogan teamed up to take on the tag team of Arcade and Kid Icarus. All these men are really good, solid stuff over through this match. Very entertaining stuff.
Yeah, we did the interview, and you could clearly tell Timmy had a chip on his shoulder. And he really let it show through the entire match. He was not happy, and he did his best.
It's one of the most. It's getting one of the most viewed videos on our channel right now with Tim Rogan, that interview coming out and showing what Ugly Dojo is all about. I think the Big Ugly himself would be very happy that Tim Rogan was out there representing the Ugly Dojo, only like Tim Rogan can.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We got to be introduced to some new talent when we met with her. We got to see the presence of the Queen of Hearts, Scarlet Rose. This is a young lady that has a very bright future, making her appearance. Definitely caught our attention. Great in-ring worker. She did not have any challengers of the night, and so she requested somebody to come out from the back and quit being scared. And a talent as Shiloh came out and danced around with the Queen of Hearts, but in the end, the Queen of Hearts maintained her status quo as she came out with a big victory there. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, after seeing this young lady, there's a bright future. I think there's something special. She has a great look, a great presence in the ring, and she definitely has some talent. I would love to see her wrestle in some other great places. This would be a name that I would tell anybody, if you're looking for a good female wrestler to book on a card, to put in a match, I would look at the Queen of Hearts, Scarlet Rose. Very talented, very solid worker. And she just has this look. The way she carries herself, her presentation, she's put some effort into her gear, her look, and I definitely can't wait to see her in action again.
Oh no, great, great solid athlete. I mean, there is a plethora of woman talent in Northern California that I would not mind seeing mix it up with Queen of Hearts for sure. That would be it would definitely bring a good. It would definitely bring some hard hitting action to your card, depending on where she gets to see next.
Yes. Up next, we had the CCW, the California Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Championship on the line. The former champion was unable to defend the title, was stripped of the title, so we had a claiming for the new title. And we had the All-American Para Singh take on Pistolero. I forget the whole name. It's Pistolero. He was part of Gringos Locos. And so we got to be introduced to the world of Gringos Locos, the team of Gringos Locos. Pistolero coming out with the win and becoming the new CCW heavyweight champion. This was a solid match. Para Singh playing the role of Captain America, coming out with the shield. Very entertaining, very good stuff. But Pistolero and his boys, Necrosis and Fabulous Pelon, coming out with the to make sure that the world knows that they better stand back because Los Gringos, or no, Gringos Locos, is coming.
No, and like you said, it was great, a great match. Unfortunately, like you said, the champ wasn't able to defend it. The champ was hurt. So, as it is, if you can't defend it, you should keep it. It was brought to the table. A Pistolero picking up the big win by crooked means or not. We're not saying that he cheated, but we're saying that he got it by any means necessary.
Yes. Then after the match, Pistoleros, along with his boys of Gringos Locos, celebrated in the ring. Pistoleros was one half of the tag team champions. He then gave his belt to Necrosis for his help and support, making Necrosis and Fabulous Pelon the new tag team champions. They went on to defend the titles against the Hall and Ray Genesis. And unfortunately, even though they were celebrating earlier on, Pistoleros won the CCW championship. At the end of the night, they were not celebrating as new tag team champions were crowned. Nahalo, I can't pronounce that one. Nahol?
Yeah.
Something like that. And Ray Genesis are your new CCW tag team champion. CCW was a lot of fun. We can't wait to see them. They're going to be back in March, from what we understand. We're just waiting for a particular date.
Oh yeah, we're waiting for a date. But you know what? The tag teams in CCW, regardless of champs or not, were saying they were the best tag team around, and we happened to post that. And what a valid response that we were getting.
Yes.
I know I got a response from the Stoner Brothers.
Yes.
Saying, hey, what about us? Just saying.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, some great stuff going on. And I wonder where Brian Joseph is tonight, because Brian Joseph, I think you need to call up Bubba Bayou. I think we need to see the Gator Boys in CCW. I've thrown that out there. I think this would be a great place to see the Gator Boys. And I mean, hey, if the Stoner Brothers want to come to Modesto, California and want to get involved in this, I'm sure we can reach out and make something happen. I mean, if there's anybody that wants to, mix it up with some California Championship Wrestling action, I think, they're always open to some new talent, some fresh faces in there. If there's a tag team out there anywhere that's listening, if you're in shouting range, I think, if you're looking for some tag team gold, California Championship Wrestling has some solid tag teams, and then we could, maybe see, You never know what could happen.
Never know at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been fun. The weekend was a blast, and we have one more show to talk about from this weekend. Friday night, we headed north to Sacramento, California. We ate lunch at the Pancake Circus. Great food. We're not sponsored, but if you're looking for a good place to eat and you're in Sacramento, Pancake Circus has been solid. Good breakfast. They had a good lunch. The sandwiches we had were delicious. It was great. If you're looking for something to eat and you're in Sacramento over there off of Broadway, maybe that's what you want to do.
Definitely.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that led us to Jackrabbit Brewery in West Sacramento over there off of Terminal Street. One nice little cozy place. Not a big place, but a nice cozy place, an intimate setting, some beautiful lighting. We have video footage from CCW, and we do have video footage from the Jackrabbit Brewery show with Ugly Dojo. As soon as we get time to go through it, review it, get it cleaned up, make sure it looks all pretty and nice, we hope to get it up on the channel with some great stuff. So give us time. It's coming. But let me break it down for you. As Jackrabbit Brewery became became the show of the weekend. I don't know if there was anything out there that could have topped this show, no matter how much you wanted to try. We had some of the best matches
Right.
you could imagine, period.
Oh yeah, definitely. What?
Bobby Callahan and Tim Rogan started us off hot. The Metal Mechanic, Bobby Callahan and Tim Rogan started the show, and Bobby Callahan, of course, came out with the big victory, leaving Tim Rogan with a big L. Tim was not happy coming into CCW the following night, and we definitely talked to him. Go check out that interview. But good old Tim Rogan, he's got some room to work. He's got some place to grow, but he had a solid showing with Bobby Callahan. He just came up a little bit short.
No, that was a solid match. Obviously, age versus experience. Experience usually wins. Bobby Callahan, the seasoned veteran, showing the young gun that he's still the top dog as far as as far as that ladder, that rung. Timmy, we know you. We know where your losses was at. We know you're gonna come bounce back from that for sure.
Anything's possible, and it's just a matter of time. We got to see what Tim Rogan's going to do next, so we're going to be keeping our eye on where Tim Rogan will show up next. From there, we had Travis Alexander and Drake Frost in what was just the most hard-hitting, painful match of the night. Slamming each other, beating each other unmercifully a couple of times, hitting that ring so hard it made me hurt. I know that. Uh, but Big Frost coming out with the big win, chopping down that Travis Alexander. And Travis Alexander was going up against that big Redwood that we know it's Drake Frost, and he just couldn't chop it down. Drake Frost getting the big win there. Solid match. Love seeing these two tied up. It was a painful one to watch, that was for sure.
Oh no, that was what more. And we talked about it last Thursday before the event that was going to be a hard hitting match. These boys was not going to hold back, and that's exactly what they did. They gave each other everything they got. And Frosty picking up the big win, solid outcome.
From there, we saw our boy, our favorite, one of our favorites. I mean, we have a lot of favorites. We can't deny that. But we got to see our boy El
Mm-hmm.
Chupacabra, the Mexican werewolf in the hat, tying it up with the Flyjoy, Andrew Cass. And this match did not disappoint. I told you this match was going to be a high flying, all over the place. This
Mm-hmm.
match was excellent. El Chupacabra getting the big win. Our boy Chupi coming out with a big victory on Friday night. Getting the flyboy Andrew Cass a run for his money, and Andrew Cass is making his name in the Bay Area in Northern California. Keep your eyes on Andrew Cass. He's going to be a top star of the future. He's got a few more things to get under his belt, but once he gets all those little tools he needs in his bag, he's definitely a bright spot. Somebody that could be a very well AEW, or even get over to the Japanese world of wrestling, or even get a WWE ID contract. Andrew Cass is not far from possibly being on that list.
I mean, hell, I mean, this is somebody that obviously, well, El Chupacabra, the Mexican werewolf, nothing but love and respect for this man. You know, picking up the win against the young gun, and Andrew Cass be someone that I would mind seeing in Mexico either. I mean, you
Oh.
want to talk about high flying, he'd fit right in.
Hey, you know who would be a good challenge for Andrew Cass? Flyboy Andrew Cass. I have a question for him. Somebody let him know. Can he cartwheel?
Ooh.
WWE ID Jack Cartwheel. This would be a way to prove for Andrew Cass. Could he be WWE ID'd if he were to get in the ring with Jack Cartwheel and get a victory to pin that man's shoulders to the mat? 1, 2, 3. And we love Jack Cartwheel. He's been a good friend, a supporter. We love Jack Cartwheel. We hope someday to be able to work out all the details and get him on the channel for an interview someday, hopefully. But I mean, that would be a great matchup for Andrew Cass, the Flyboy, the Cartwheel Kid, Jack Cartwheel. Let's get it. Let's get it on.
Money. That's a money match. Please, that'd be a great one.
Bishop, are you in the house, Bishop? Is the final chapter still in the house? Because we're going to talk about your match next.
Uh-oh.
the final chapter, Bishop Dorian
Uh-oh.
tied it up with the Dark Fox Illumide 1-on-1, and what a match! And not only that, Bishop Dorian came out and Illumide was like, "You really? You?" He goes, "There you go."
There we
He
go.
gave it to Bishop, and Bishop got a surprise. He got a kind of a package. He got to take on Illumide not only in a one-on-one, but he got to take on the SPW champion. The SPW title was on the line this night. And what a match. What a solid match. Young kid in the final chapter, Bishop Dorian, giving everything he had, staying solid, trying to do everything he could to take down the big Illumide. Unfortunately, in the end, the Dark Fox shows why he is the Obsidian Adonis. He shows why he is the one Supreme One and gets the victory. But you can't take anything away from the young man, Bishop Dorian, going in there, stepping up to the big challenge. What a match! What a match! What a match! And I talked to a
You want
certain.
to talk about fans on their feet?
Go ahead. Yeah.
You want to talk about fans on their feet for a match? I mean, good God! I mean, Bishop Dorian giving it all he had, giving the Dark Fox everything he had. I mean, that does not make him a runner to potentially get another crack at this. I don't know what else will.
I don't know. I think Bishop definitely showed his worth, and maybe he can get his chance to one more time get a crack at that SPW Heavyweight Championship, get a crack at Illuminate one more time. I would buy a ticket for that event. Of course, I also talked to another young man who's been challenged or has challenged the final chapter. Told him what that match was like, and I don't know. I told this young man he might want to be careful about what checks his mouth writes, because he better be ready to cash them. Because after what Bishop Dorian did when he got in that ring with Illumide, really showed that he definitely deserves to be in the running for a lot of things. That this young man is rising to the top. He's going to have a bright future in the professional wrestling world. We can't wait to see more Bishop Dorian. We know we are, and we're always going to be excited to see more of him and be there. And we're going to help support this young man. And you too should be watching all of this.
Definitely.
Boys, yes, the Gator Boys of Bubba Bayou and Brian Joseph wrestled on Friday night. I wish they could have been there Saturday night. I think CCW would be a great place for them. Hell, even Bishop should come down to California Championship Wrestling and get in here with some of this young talent too. I think that would be some more action. But the Gator Boys taking on the Boogie Woogie Man and Carol Leon. And what was a great match. In the end, the Gator Boys showing that vicious side and getting 1, 2, 3. I can't wait to see what all these young talented men are going to do. The Gator Boys, Bobby Bayou, Brian Joseph coming along in quick fashion and showing just what a powerhouse tag team they can be. We were talking before the show, talking with a lot of people. There was shades of the Godwins when you talk about the Gator Boys. And of course, Cairo Leon and Lou Devereaux having all the fun that they have. And just love to see these both. Can't wait to see how all these men's futures shine bright.
Oh yeah, definitely. Gator Boys. I mean, like I said, we stated it we stated it amongst ourselves last night off air. They would be a great additive to CCW. I hope to see them there. And since you were talking about, real quick, I want to piggyback on something. You talk about Bishop Dorian and CCW. I mean, there's a lot of great young talent there that we've seen last night that I think he would definitely show up and show out.
Dude, if Bishop kind of wanted to be a beast, that's a place you could go and just throw these luchas around and just. I mean, there could be a lot of fun. There could if you wanted to give Bishop a mean streak, and just let him come in there and be like, a solid beast. I mean, you want to give him maybe that Brock Lesnar, just kind of throw guys around. I mean, there's something that you could play with there.
Oh yeah, definitely. But going back to the Gator Boys, I mean, first off, great win, big win. The Lou Devereaux and Cairo having a great time, but Tyme tucked out on that dance card. But I'd love, like I said, Gator Boys. That's definitely a threatening tag team right there. There's some nasty boys right there.
Well, we talked about Bishop, we talked about Gators. They're Gator Boys. We're still talking about tag team wrestling. In a turn of event, the East Bay Pro Wrestling Tag Team titles were on the line at the Jackrabbit Brewery at the Ugly Dojo show when the all-day crew, the East Bay Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, defended their titles against the Ugly Dojo, Salem, and Big Ugly JD Bishop in a solid match. Unfortunately, referee got taken out. They brought in a second referee in the end with a beautiful launching, almost like an RKO. The Ugly Dojo getting the 1, 2, 3, be declared the new East Bay Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions for a moment, for a blink of an eye, for a cup of tea. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for a sweet sip of a cup of tea. They were tag team champions before the original ref came back to call for a disqualification on the Ugly Dojo and gave back the tag team titles to the all-day crew. And of course, the official words final, and the original ref is the final say in all of this. Very confusing moment for all the fans. Fans were not happy about this call. The ref disqualifying the Ugly Dojo and rewarding the win to the all-day crew, and they get to retain their titles, which they went on to defend at East Bay Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, no, and folks, let me tell you right now, if you have not seen that video of that beautiful launching RKO, it's all over social media in slow motion.
Yeah, Bryce Cruiser didn't come out in the way, didn't come out in the end of that match the way he probably wanted it to be.
No.
Ugly Dojo, if you've been to the event, you might know a young man who talks about who rules. Jules rules. Yes, Jules Raphael was in action against a legend, a California Pro Wrestling or California Wrestling Hall of Famer. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
One of our favorite stars. I know he's very close and dear to you. A long history, and we are going to be. We're very excited that there's opportunities in the future. But ladies and gentlemen, Jules Raphael and El Flaco Loco tied it up in what was just a solid, amazing action, just an amazing match. In the end, El Flaco Loco tying up Jules Rules until Jules Raphael had to tap out. El Flaco Loco coming out with the big victory. Ladies and gentlemen, after this show, after this match, after it was all said and done, when the dust settles, we caught up with El Flaco Loco in one day. And we're going to get this in stone. We're going to get it set up eventually. We don't know when just yet. We got to get time and a place. But we promise you, we're going to bring El Flaco Loco right here on the Value Wrestling. He's already said, yes, let's do it. We're going to talk wrestling. We're going to talk futures. We're going to talk Roots of Fighting wrestling gear that you can buy. And they're not a sponsor, but we're going to talk about all that. El Flaco Loco, the big man, myself, we're going to sit down. We're going to have an interview, and that's going to be a fun time. But El Flaco Loco with the big win here.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a good match, a great match. A very young Jules giving it all he had for this one. Like I said, age age versus experience. El Flaco Loco, I mean, has many bags of tricks that he pulls out when he needs to, picking up another solid win. I'm actually really excited to eventually get him on this channel because it was great having conversations with him throughout the day. That was
I can't wait to sit down and really get into the discussion. We've talked to him several times now that we've met him, and he's a supporter of what we're trying to do, and we are excited to sit down with a wrestling legend. I mean, you've seen we'd have Big Ugly JD Bishop on the channel, another great wrestling legend out here, and now that we're gonna get El Flaco Loco, I mean, it's a who's list of who you should know. Just because you haven't seen them on some big names, just because they're not sitting in a WWE Hall of Fame, does not mean that these names aren't very important in the history to professional wrestling that they have. I mean, it's humbling to step into these places with these people and realize who they are and what they've done, and you just got to stay humble and pay homage to the names that we are crossing off. And the fact that El Flaco Loco will take time out of his day to give us time to talk about wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Enough said.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm surprised you left with your hoodie that night.
Yes, I left with my hoodie. I know Flaco loved my hoodie, my macho man. Oh yeah. Too sweet to be sour. Honky like a monkey. Oh yeah. Flaco loved it, but hey. Also, Friday night, Atomic Reyes, Miko Alana, 1-on-1. Solid women's match of the night. Of course, Atomic Reyes coming out with the big win in that match.
Oh yes, no, great match. I mean, you know what? The women's talent is deep out here, and we're starting to see more solid matches. I'm all for it. We're going to see more of that. That's solid.
Sword Samurai was in action against Del Sol. In the highlight of the night, he came out to the old classics 90s song that I can't remember what it's titled.
Oh, you talking about Joe? Joe the Soul, huh? You
Yeah.
like his music?
The whole crowd did. They sang along. You sang along. I sang along. We were all singing. I just can't remember the name of the song. It saved the life of me. I mean, we grew up with it in the 90s.
Oh, I know, but it was great. Oh man, and let me tell you this. I mean, Sir Samurai and Joe the Soul. For I'm gonna go ahead and say teacher versus student because that's exactly what it was. I haven't seen Joe the Soul in a while, but man, does he still know how to light up that crowd?
Jody's Soul coming out. I know what it was now. It is lit. My own worst enemy. And that music hit.
Yep.
And everybody in that building was singing along. Sir Samurai was not having any of it. He ran in, hid, and covered his ears as the whole crowd, in unison, in chorus, sang along to My Own Worst Enemy and hit every note. It was this was the high point of the night. Hope to see more of Joe DeSoul, get to hear more of this music hit because it turned the night into another whole level, a whole another level.
Yes, it did.
This then led us into the main event. The Ugly Dojo Championship on the line when Surza defended his title against Scoot Robertson. Scoot Robertson coming out in full form with a manager and brings the action, Jackson. And I mean, if you were looking for a solid manager, Chase brings the action. Jackson was out here giving it its all, doing what he did. It was highly entertaining. Scoot Robertson having a solid match. Something about pointy nipples and hairy nipples and purple nurples and nipple twisters and titty twisters. And the night went down. One bad joke led to another, and the whole world got flashed. And I think some people left the building blind, but that's okay. It was fun. This was a card where every match got just a little bit better. The crowd got a little more funner. And by the end of the night, when this main event went down, people were into it. Surza coming out with a big victory. Scoot, unfortunately, much as respect as we have for the man, came up short in his challenge for this title. But maybe it's for the best because the last time Scoot was with a title and the number one contender for that title turned out to be Illumide because we cannot forget Vallejo, the Dart Fox, the Obsidian Adonis, won that three-way dance to be considered the number one contender for the Ugly Dojo Heavyweight Championship. I don't know if Scoot really wanted to win that title with Illumide lurking in the background, wanting that title because the last time Scoot had a title and he went one-on-one with Illumide, did not come out well. If you don't know, go research your history.
Oh,
I know, and you should know.
That's all we do here. We all know. That's our job. Remember that. Between us and them, that's our job. We have to research this mess. We got this. But yeah, no, that was great. I mean, Scoot, coming up short, but one hell of a match. That windmill kick. I mean, throws it so effortlessly. And just damn, man, it was a great match. The crowd was hot. I mean,
Scooty booty, Scooty booty, Scooty booty, Scooty booty, Scooty booty, Scooty booty, Scooty booty.
I blame that on Chase. That's all Chase's fault because geez.
Hey, I showed you that they still sell a shirt on Pro Wrestling Team that says Scooty booty.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, we talked. Maybe. I know what I need to do is, and I hope at the next show they will have it in an extra large. I got to reach out to them, but hey, if anybody can get a message to the SPW champ, the one and only Obsidian Nautilus the Dark Fox Limited. Hey, I needed an appeal shirt. He needs an appeal shirt so we can rock those appeal shirts in Las Vegas WrestleMania weekend. The big man needs that 4XL, and I need that XL.
The big man.
The medium man needs the XL. The big man needs that 4XL, and we need some of those to go. Hopefully they'll have them so we can purchase them and wear those shirts loud, proud in Las Vegas when we go down to WrestleMania weekend. Now, with that said, I do know that the champ has agreed to come back on the channel for another round, another shot, and I'm thinking the best night for him to come back will be on a Thursday when we do the Independent Wrestling Community Podcast, when we talk about independent wrestling. What Thursday are you asking that would be? Well, I think there's one Thursday in April that should be his night to be the spotlight to shine. I think April 24th, if we can get it in the bag, if we can get it all signed and delivered, I think we will have Illumine on the channel on April 24th. The Obsidian Adonis will be here to talk to us and help you all get ready, because that is going to be 3 short nights before the biggest event in SPW history, 25th anniversary show, Supreme Pro Wrestling 1 Supreme. So I will be getting with the champ, and we hope to get that booked.
That's the perfect night. We'll get him right before he needs to go into that mode where he needs to focus and get ready for the weekend. Let him get it all off his chest. Let him talk about whoever's going to step up to the challenge. It's going to be a hell of a night.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow there'll be no videos. Tuesday we'll be back with Bring the Heat, where we're going to talk hot, heavy, and dirty about what we see in wrestling that just isn't hitting the points. Wednesdays, Mr. Z will bring you the Rebound Podcast, where he's going to be talking about everything Japanese wrestling. He's coming back. He's got a lot to talk about, I'm sure, especially with Gabe Kidd being in AEW, and now Clark Connor's talking about going to AEW. I'm sure there's a lot for him to talk about there. He's probably going to talk a little bit about it on Tuesday, too, so don't get it twisted. But Wednesday, he's really going to break down everything going on in the world of Japanese wrestling with the Rebound Podcast. Thursday, we'll be back here with the IWCP. We're going to cover everything going down.
You want to preview? Real quick, you want to preview, because of this was going on, what does that say for the bracket of the New Japan Cup? That's all I got to say, folks. I'm just leaving you with that.
Thursday, we'll be back with the IWCP, the Independent Wrestling Community Podcast, where we're going to talk about everything this weekend in independent wrestling. Of course, we'll be hyping up Puppet Wars on March 1st. We're going to start off March hot, heavy, and choppy. And not choppy waters. It's going to be choppy. And that's going to be fun. Stoner Brothers, he's coming. That date with Destiny is coming. We are excited to meet, greet, and shake hands with the legends of the Stoner Brothers. They are next in line. That only leaves a couple other names to get in that list. You know, there's still the legendary J.R. Kratos, who's talked about how bears poop in the woods. So you still own a pound of flesh to him, and I'm sure that man's not too far away. Also, March 16th, Sunday, March 16th, Austin 316 Day SPW. They not like us. It's going down. Then March 22nd, it's a double dose of wrestling. It's a double dose of the value of wrestling. It's a double day of a double down. We will be headed bright and early to Sacramento, California. We're going to start off with a little mayhem, as only the Ugly Dojo can bring it to you. It's Matinee Mayhem, March 22nd, 11:30 door time, 12 o'clock show starts, $10 tickets at the door. Ugly Dojo, we are going to keep you informed, and as we hear about the match card, we're going to be excited to tell you who's there. I would probably bet that Bishop Dorian will be on that show. The Gator Boys will probably be on that show. Brian Joseph, Bobby Bayou. You probably get to see Jules Raphael, Tim Rogan, with a whole plethora of other names. T-Bone Talon, Nick the Night Train, Chase He brings the action Jackson. Preston Price. Don't call him Prince because he's a king, and you should bow down and worship this man and worship the ground he walks on. That's a fact. If you don't like it, I don't give a damn. Maybe we'll see the Wildfire Chris Blaze show up. Will he be able to defend that Collectibles Hardcore Champion at Ugly Dojo Matinee Mayhem? Will he be able to hold the title belt that long? We don't know. Will Lou Devereaux be in action? Will we see Lou Devereaux and Chase brings the action Jackson? The man is pure muscle. Don't let him fool you. He's a big man. He's a proud man. And don't worry about what action he's going to bring because it's going to be a bad day when you're in the ring with Bring the Action Chase Jackson. Know that for a fact. Ladies and gentlemen, who else is going to show up? The list goes on and on. We've seen Sir Samurai. We've seen El Flaco Loco in the ring. We have seen Troopy show up and wrestle at a Matinee Mayhem show. So, ladies and gentlemen, a Matinee Mayhem show doesn't just mean it's just going to be some guys. It's going to be anybody who can be there. Maybe we'll see Joe DeSoul in action at a Matinee Mayhem this March 22nd. That would be awesome. And we know that Ugly Dojo is working very closely to bring another show. There may be a March show at the end of March in Vallejo again. There may also be a match coming up, a show for Ugly Dojo coming up to Fairfield. Lots of stuff to get excited about. We are going to keep you informed about everything going on. But March 22nd, Matinee Mayhem. And it's a busy day because, ladies and gentlemen, returning also in 2025. Not only are we going to see Puppet Wars return in 2025, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to return to the realm of warriors. As Realm Warriors Championship Wrestling returns in 2025 with their first event in 2025 on March 22nd. It is their second time. They're going to be down at the Lodi Great Festival Fairgrounds when they bring Love to Hate 2. Yes, Love to Hate 2 doors open at 5 p.m. Bell time is 6:30. Tickets for adults is $25. Kids 6 to 12 is $15. Any kid 5 and under is free. And it already looks like the names are great in this matchup because it looks like we see Midas Creed, Gangrel, Kenny, the Last Spinebender K, and of course our boy El Chupacabra, the Mexican werewolf, is going to be in action. And we know our boy, the Punjabi Lion, should be there. Yeah, Chima, he's one half of the tag team champions in Realm of Warriors Championship Wrestling. So, I mean, be ready, be alert for all the events going down this March. March 22nd is going to be a big day for the Valley Wrestling. First, Ugly Dojo, Matinee Mayhem. Then Realm of Warriors, Lodi, California. Right after that Matinee Mayhem show, we're going to run out the door. We're going to pedal like it's never going out of style. We're going to get to Realm of Warriors Championship Wrestling. We're going to get set up, and we're going to bring you some great action. Ladies and gentlemen, March is looking hot. April, it's going to be one supreme night. It's going to be WrestleMania weekend. And it's going to be a blast because, I mean, we are looking at the list of things going down at WrestleMania weekend. We know WrestleCon's going down at Westgate Resort in Las Vegas. Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino, April 17th to the 20th. That's Thursday through Sunday. That is going down in the Las Vegas area. That is exciting. And then we have a plethora. Ladies and gentlemen, from Tuesday, April 15th, you can catch Micromania Midget Wrestling in Las Vegas at the Nerd. New Tradition Lucha Libre action. Colorado Wrestling Collection going to be there. Big Valley Wrestling against the world's greatest wrestling. Dragon Gate USA bringing the rebirth. The Phi Wrestling on Thursday, April 17th at the Pearl Theater at Palms Resort Casino. Kenta and Mance Warner are going to be in action. The Rock and Roll Express versus Midnight Heat going down. Pandemonium Pro Wrestling. The house always wins at the Fremont Country Club. You got Tommy Billington versus Sean Legacy. Mustafa Ali versus Ninja Max. Shelton Benjamin versus Kevin Blackwood. Maya World versus Mio Wannabe. Wardlow is returning to action with Alan Angels and Fuego del Sol to take on Jordan Cruz, Sonico, and Wicked. Sandra Moone and Brooke Havoc taking on Brittany Brooks and Ella Envy. Zara Sakir and Haina with so many other big names in action. That's going down. Stardom, American Dream 2025, and Sin City going down. Phase 1 Pro, Dante's House of Fire. West Coast Pro Wrestling going to be in Las Vegas on Thursday at Meet Las Vegas, Nevada. Timothy Thatcher, Dragon Kid, Mao Yamada, all going to be in action at West Coast Pro Wrestling. Also, Journey Fatu is going to be in Las Vegas in the area, so who knows if he'll show up for that. Winner Circle Pro Wrestling. The world's greatest wrestling living dangerously. TNA's Wrestling Unbreakable down at the Cox Pavilion. That's going to happen. We know Joe Hendry's going to be. Smasha Slamovich, Jeff and Matt Hardy. That is all going down. TNA Wrestling in Vegas for the weekend. Molina's Divas and Drag Wrestling taking place. Prestige Pro Wrestling, Nothing to Lose, a show that Mr. Z does not want to go to, as Mironiro Suzuki will take on Adam Priest, Michael Oku, and El Fantasmo. El Fantasmo going to be in action.
Wait, okay.
The inspirations of Jessica McKay and Cassie Lee take on Nicole Matthews and Kylie Ray at Prestige Pro Wrestling on Thursday. Wow. Man, that's something I wish we were going to be at. Kid Locos is going to be there. Kid Lycos 2. Hijo D. Dr. Wagner Jr. going to be there. Shun Skywalker, Vaughn Vertigo, Jaden, Kylie Ray. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all going down. The Man Lucha X.
Yeah, you know what? Oh, man.
Oh, the Man Lucha. That's all going down on Thursday. I'm reading Thursday's list. Oh. This is Thursday. Defy, Pandemonium, Stardom, WrestleCon, West Coast, Winter Circle Pro Wrestling, TNA, Molina's Diva and Drag, Prestige Wrestling, Nothing to Lose, the Man Lucha X, Destiny World Wrestling one night in Vegas at the FSW Arena. This would be a hard one because Prestige is going to got Minoru Suzuki and El Fantasmo. But over at Demand at FSW Arena, the Man Lucha X Destiny World Wrestling one night in Vegas. Gringo Loco will tack up with AREZ, Ariz, and Jack Cartwheel to take on Mike D. Vicio, Bryante RB, and M. Diaz Jr. Also on this card, Trent Severn, Jody Threat, Dulce Tormenta, the Barbarian, Warlord, not Wardlow, Wardlord. Yeah, the Warlord and Barbarian, Santana Jackson, Sam Adonis, Ultimo Maldito, Archangel Divino, and Sonico, all going down there. GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, Josh Barnett, Bloodsport 13, Timothy Thatcher, Tom Lawler on that card. These are all the Thursday night shows. Fight Evolution Wrestling from Sin City, Elijah Burke going to be in action. Ziggy Dice versus, this is Fight Evolution Wrestling, Sin City Burns, 11 p.m., FSW Arena. Ziggy Dice versus Elijah Burks. Marty Scroll versus Kenny King. Danny Limelight versus Sidney Akeem. Cassandra Golden versus Kyla Capri. Chandler Hopkins versus Jay Rios de la Stranja. Leroy Jones versus AJ Francis. And a $500 twerk-off contest. Also,
maybe you should get in there.
Okay. You wanna pay the piper. Go ahead. Make jokes about me doing a twerk off. All right, brother. I will create the value wrestling. I'm gonna make phone calls to Vegas, and I'm gonna set up the legendary Value Wrestling Choppy Invitational Open. I'm going to sell tickets, and I'm going to allow any professional wrestler that wants to come through and chop you for 1 straight hour. There. If you're gonna set me off for a tour, huh?
The beautiful thing about that is I could say no and walk away. That's the beautiful thing about that.
Well, you also know I'm playing around. Marvelous Pro Wrestling going to be in action. At Queen Aminata, Masha Simovic going to be at that. Progressive Pro Wrestling at the Palms Casino. Simon Miller going to be in action if you want to see Simon Miller. Here's Friday's list. 11 a.m. on Friday at the Palms Casino. Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling going to take place. Mizuki, Mio Yamashite, Maki Ilshu, Suzumi, Yuki Kamifuki. A whole bunch of names that I'm going to not butcher anymore. Let's see.
Please don't.
Ed and San Antonio Productions brings Pondermania. Stardom, American Dream 2025 in Neon City. Texas Wrestling Cartel Mob Ties. going to place. Here you go. DDT Pro Wrestling. DDT goes Vegas, 3 p.m. at Palms Casino Resort. Antonio Honda and Santana Jackson going to tie it up. And Shinya Oki going to take on Timothy Thatcher. Deadlock Pro Wrestling. Devotion Championship Wrestling. Friday Night SmackDown. Game Changer Wrestling. Joey Janela Spring Break 9. Not only are you going to see Dr. Wagner Jr. and El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. and Galeno Del Mal, Joey Janela is going to go one-on-one with ECW legend Hardcore Extremist, the masochist himself, the man known as Sabu.
Do you have a death wish?
That is Game Changer Wrestling on Friday night, Palms Casino Resort. Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling Revolution. The gates of Revolution will open. Yamada, Hayo, Dragon Kid, Ben K, Ho Ho Lin, Koto Minero, Shun Skywalker, Fight Panther, Arrow Panther, and so many more. Ruthless Pro Wrestling, Future Stars Pro Wrestling, Texas Pro Wrestling, Texas Hold'em, UPW Pro Wrestling, and so many more. And then on Saturday, Game Changers Pro Wrestling taking place when Effie's Big Gay Brunch takes place at the Palms Casino. Scheduled to appear Kid Bandit, Brooke Havoc, Effie, Dark Sheik, Paro, Anton Voorhees, Max the Impaler, Sunny Kiss. WWE NXT Stand and Delivers takes place at 11 a.m. at the T-Mobile Arena. Rise Underground is going to be there. TJPW versus DDT versus GCW at 2 p.m. Saturday in the Palms Resort Casino. That could be something definitely worth waiting for. Game Changer Wrestling also at 11 p.m. with JJSB Clusterfuck Forever. Then Sunday, Future Legends Women's Tournament. And then that's the end of that. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, WWE World of WrestleMania 41. It's going to be there all weekend long. WrestleCon there all weekend long. Busted Open Radio Masterclass. If you want to catch Dave Lagrace, I think. Tommy Dreamer, Mark Henry, and Bully Ray from Busted Open Radio. They're going to do Radio Masterclass at 4 p.m. at the Sierra Resort and Casino.
Mm-hmm.
Insight with Chris Van Fleet, also there.
I'd have to say this. WrestleMania weekend, a lot of stuff going down on the after hour tips of this. I think we might have to hit up one of them shows on Saturday night after the show of shows. Just check it out.
Yeah, we're going to be busy. It's going to be a fun time. That's WrestleMania weekend. That's coming up in April. We're going to be busy. And ladies and gentlemen, then April's going to hit. We're going to be WrestleMania weekend. Then we're going to get back home, get ready, because it's going to be SPW 1 Supreme Night, the 25th anniversary show, which is going to be amazing. And then after April, we turn around and we hit May. And ladies and gentlemen, May is going to be a banger of a month because on, if I get to the dates here real quick, we'll jump into May. I know we're jumping ahead and we're talking about this stuff, but we got a major announcement. May 10th, the second Saturday in May, is a double hitter for SPW. They will be at Lodi Comic-Con. From there, they are going to Auburn, California for a great show. May 17th, we need you to mark this down on your calendars. May 17th, Value Wrestling is doing what we told you we were going to do since the beginning of this year, what we've been telling you we're going to do since the beginning of this program. We're going to Nevada. Not just WrestleMania are we going, but we're going to actually take part in a show in Reno, Nevada when Hood Slam Nevada goes down on May 17th. We are going to be there to bring you some action. It is going to be fun. May 17th. It's going to be a busy weekend for us because we got to go to Reno, Nevada. And then on the way home, we're going to hit SPW's May 18th show. That is the third Sunday in May. So, yeah, it's going to be a long weekend for us. Ladies and gentlemen, we know there's going to be more shows from CCW, Ugly Dojo, and so many other things we can't wait to see. And then, ladies and gentlemen, when the summer rocks hard. And you can better believe that we're going to be bringing it all to you, keeping you up to date. Stay tuned, stay in focus. Look, go down below, click on all the links below we have there. Follow us on everything from Instagram to TikTok to Twitter to right here on YouTube. Then make sure you're following Ugly Dojo, SPW, Round Warriors Championship Wrestling, CCW. Everybody we follow, you need to follow. Stay tuned, stay up to date, because ladies and gentlemen, 2025 is going to be a banger year for independent wrestling, and we're going to make sure that the world knows that independent wrestling is great. It's amazing. It's here to stay. And if you don't see it, go look at the plethora of independent wrestling going down WrestleMania weekend in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you don't even go to WrestleMania itself, there is so much wrestling to go watch that you could have a buffet of wrestling. You could take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, and you're going to meet some of the best names you could talk about. Do you want me to finish? Have I talked too much? I think the cat has arrived to tell me you're done. I'm done.
Done you at bedtime.
It's only 9:30, ladies and gentlemen. We've only been doing this for an hour and a half. We can still party and party hardy until the sun comes up and start it all over again.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being here. We thank you for being part of the Value Wrestling. This has been a great time, a great experience, and we are happy to be here. We love doing the weekly roundup. We appreciate everything that goes down. We appreciate each and every one of you to come watch us. We appreciate those who jump in the chat and talk to us. From top to bottom, we want to say thank you to SPW for allowing us to come in and do what we got to do, and being a part of that, and everybody who runs that, and everybody who's there. Big Ugly, JD Bishop, for letting us be a part of what he does, allowing us to come in and do our thing. El Flaco Loco, for all the love and support. CCW, the people who run that show, for being there, and all the great talent that just welcomed us in with open arms and can't wait to see what we're going to do and what we're going to do in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, the future is bright for Value Wrestling. We are humble. We are appreciative. The doors are open. We love everybody over at Round Warriors Championship Wrestling. They love us. I'm sure they're going to be excited to see us again. We can't wait to see them. What a fun time it's turning out to be. We told you 2025 is going to be that year.
Wait a minute. You say everybody, but I do know there is somebody that fears Value Wrestling and will not be happy to see us.
Well, Jerry the Gigolo can get over himself, because Value Wrestling's going to be there, and if he doesn't like it, we got 2 words for you. That's okay. Don't know if I really want to put those words out there into the universe, but hey, it is what it is. And of course, we always want to thank El Chupacabra for being a fan and supporting us and loving us and letting us talk to him and inviting us out on May 17th to Hood Slam in Nevada. And there's another show that we're looking to book. We have some people working on it. We're just waiting for the yes. So we'll know soon. Big announcements, big stuff coming forward. It's not over. We know there'll be another CCW show, so stay tuned.
Exactly. We'll see all this again. That's for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the big time P.T. Baldwin. Yeah. And that right there is El Uno Supremo, Mr. Z, the One Supreme.
Yes.
One day he will have to step up and make sure he earns that moniker, One Supreme, because there's another man out there that declares himself the Supreme One. So we'll have to see how that goes. Unless we turn the El Uno Supremo into the El Uno Supremo Gator. He could be the Mexican Gator.
There you go.
But stay with us. We're having fun. We're having a good time. Tomorrow night is training. So that's why we're not here on Mondays. The cat got a little bit out of the bag, but for now, I'm going to training. Hopefully one day Mr. Z will be able to do it too, but he has to heal from some injuries. So we're kind of waiting for that to come together and happen. But one day, you might see us actually in a wrestling ring, getting down and doing what we do. Any final words for the
individual who wouldn't mind?
Do what?
I mean, there still is a certain Jekylls who might be waiting the wings.
You know what, sir? You bring Jekylls. How about you go get Jekylls? You call him up. He can be your tag team partner, okay? I'm gonna go get somebody who can make you fall to one knee. A man who can make you bend knees. I'm gonna bring a Punjabi lion for you, because I know that man has got my back. He'll be my tag team partner.
You know what? Folks, like I said, we have fun and we talk a lot of things. And I'm telling you right now, the things that are lining up for us are just awesome and beautiful. And nothing but love, respect, and being humble about all this. Just thank you for everything. That's
Ladies
all
and
I can
gentlemen,
say.
join us because the time is. Mr. Z, tell him good night.
Good night, folks.
We'll see you on the next one. That'll be Tuesday when we bring the heat.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go walk, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch.